Welcome. My name is Cindy, and I welcome you on behalf of the YMCA and myself for Pilates class today. Now, if you're used to mat Pilates, it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be using a squishy ball. So if you do not have a squishy ball, believe it or not, if you have access to a stuffed animal, that will work. Or a small couch cushion will also work. Or even your Clorox wipes, they're bendable. You can take it, the goal here is to find something you can take back behind your knee and squish, because you want to get the calf to the hamstring and we want to get into that hamstring. So you have options. You can use nothing at all. To start class, let's come on down to our mats and finding comfortable cross-legged posture. So Pilates, it is centered on your core, focused on your core. So I will draw you in with reminders about your pelvic tilt, pulling in your abdominal wall, your hips will go under. So even in seated posture, you're pulling in your abdominal wall, your shoulders are stacked over your hips, and we have our nice posture. So to get movement through this whole trunk area is your core. To get movement through the trunk, we're gonna start with a twist. Let's inhale the arms up. And on the exhale, take your right hand to the outside of your left hand back behind you, and look towards that back left shoulder. So you're tenting those left fingers, pushing into the floor, into your mat, so you can lengthen up through your spine. And on the inhale, let's bring those arms back on up. Exhale, left arm's gonna come over to the right hand back behind you, tenting the fingers, lengthening up through the spine, and looking up towards that right shoulder. And then coming back in through center. We're gonna take a seated back stretch. So heels into the floor, hands back behind on the hamstring. So we're gonna roll the shoulders down, we're gonna lift up that chest, lengthen out that spine, and then on that exhale, you're gonna round and bring the chin on in. So round the spine, and then let's inhale, lift. Pull those shoulders down, squeeze those shoulder blades back behind you, and then exhale, round, bring that chin on in. And then inhale one more time, take that lift. And then exhale, let's round. And then come on into a neutral spine right here. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, sweep the arms out and down. So I'm gonna do a little different things with the small ball. We're gonna come onto our backs. Small ball is gonna go in just above the ankles, in between the legs, coming onto our backs, and we're gonna stack those legs up over the hips. So long straight line from the hips through the ankles, and we have our ball in between, hands along the side of the body, palms pushing into your mat. So finding your range of movement. I'm not gonna count this, I'm going to time this, because I want you to lower your legs to where there is no gappage in your low back. And then I want you to lift and stack back over your hips. So finding your range of movement. And I'm going to time you for 30 seconds with the legs lifting and lowering. Try to find length in those legs and scoop in through your abdominal wall. Let's start talking about that core. So drop those shoulders, squeeze those shoulder blades. Don't worry, I have my watch. I'll keep you on time. You have 5 more seconds. And then I want you to find where you can lower those legs, scoop in that abdominal wall, low back is into your mat, and I want you to pulse those feet into that ball. So it's really the inside of the shins. It's push, 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 push it in, and then push it in like you want to pop it. Ignite through your legs into your core. Drop your shoulders, relax your jaw for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring those legs on up. Now if you need that break, take a bend into the knees and hug the knees and release through the low back. You're going to continue with me. We're going to cross those legs over so the ball's actually going to move. It doesn't matter which leg you started, because then we cross and then we cross. I want you to think about your scissor, your Pilates scissor. But now we have a ball. We're trying to keep that ball in place. Keep your scissor going, and the legs that come down, if you need to reposition your ball, please do so. I do. Just keep it going. Scissor and scissor, cross and cross, low back into mat, belly in, and please breathe. And then let's bring those legs, if they fell down a little bit, which was fine, stack over those hips, and then let's take a bend and take a breath. Take a small break. Relax the jaw, tongue is off the roof of the mouth. Taking that ball, let's bring it just what actually would be above the knees if we were standing. So bring the knees to 90 degrees. We're gonna tabletop our legs out right here. We're gonna start just pulsing into that ball. So pulse, 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 push, push, push. Inner thighs pushing into the ball. Core is ignited. Push in and hold it right here. So now we're gonna tap the floor with our toes. Tabletop, extend the legs. Tabletop and tap. Tabletop, extension, tabletop, tap. Tabletop, long, keep it going. Pointing the toes, tongue off the roof of the mouth. Let's go for 2 more, all the way through. This next one, all the way through. Legs up, and then bring the feet onto the floor. Keeping the ball right where it's at. Palms along the side of the body. We're just gonna lift the hips towards the ceiling, the ball still in between what would be above the knees if we were standing. We're just gonna pulse into that ball. So pulse it in and hold it. And let's heel toe those feet on in ever so slightly so you can lift that right leg. Can you lift that right leg? Really squeeze that ball like you want to pop it and hold that right leg out. So it's still knee to knee. So the legs at an angle for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring right foot down. Reposition that right foot. Find that extension for that left leg. Really push into that ball. Scoop the abdominal wall. So you're scooping underneath through your tush for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's plant both feet right here. If your hips dropped as mine did, lift them back on up. So we're gonna do some calf raises, holding in bridge. We're gonna lift the heels and lower. We're gonna squeeze into the ball. We've got compression into the ball. We're holding into resistance, working against a force. Lift the heels, lower the heels. 4 more. For 3, relax the jaw. 2, breathe. And lift the heels and hold it right here. Pulse once again into that ball. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Pulse in, hold it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then start morphing that spine. Don't lower those heels, they're still up. Start morphing that spine into the mat. And then lower the heels and release the ball. So let's just hug those knees on in. Maybe lift that low back up off the mat. Release through that low back. And then get a little ump to roll yourself on up to seated. Now pay attention to how you're feeling. If you're feeling dizzy, make sure you're taking some breaths here. So to take a little bit more into the obliques, this next posture is a little challenging. So bear with me on this one, and you can do it without the ball, without your stuffed animal, without your pillow, whatever you're using, or just your bodies. Right knee is going to be bent. You want the shin to go along the edge of the mat. So your mat's probably faced towards me, so you're still along the edge of the mat. We're going to take that ball back behind that left leg, and we want that left knee to go 90 degrees. So it's going out from the hip. So we have that 90-degree angle here. We're squeezing calf into hamstring. We're squeezing the ball. So far not so bad, right? Okay, hands come a little bit forward. I want you to lean a little to the right, and I want you to get that left knee up off the floor. So we're holding right here. So you're gonna feel it deep into your obliques, out of your low back in a painful way because your belly is in and engaged. So right here, we're just gonna lift and lower. Small range of movement, it doesn't take much. Keep that squeeze on, release anytime you need to. We lift and lower. We have 3 more, and we're breathing. Holding your breath is not gonna help you get through this. Hold it up. Hold it right here. Flex that foot and just push, 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 push through the heel. Push it back, a few pushes. Push back, hold it. So now that knee, maybe a little bit back behind that hip, depending on your range of movement right here. Can you bring the hands up? And hold it. Smile at me, please. Smile for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. Quick side stretch. Left arm up and over. And then coming back through center. Let's set it up. We have another side. So think about left shin more towards the front of the mat, and then that ball goes behind that right leg. So can you get that knee and hip in alignment, and then that 90-degree angle going here? And we're squeezing calf into hamstring. So we're going to walk those hands. We don't want to completely fall off to the side. It's just tented fingers help give us a little to give it that leg lifted. So right here, small range of movement, we lift and lower, lift. Now focus on what's happening. If that knee starts coming forward, a lot of times it's going to want to start to come forward and release. Try to get it back, but do what you can. Lift and lower. For 3, and breathe. For 2, up and hold it. Flex through that foot and just push that heel. Push, 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 push. Push it back, hold it. So maybe that right knee's a little bit behind that right hip. This side I have to, woo! A little challenging here. Can you bring those hands up? For 4, 3, I'm in this with you. For 2, and 1, and release. Take left hand down, right arm up and over, stretch it out. That one's a little challenging, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna keep with our small ball. I know you're excited. Now we come onto hands and knees. So that ball's gonna go back behind your right leg. And we're gonna squeeze. We're gonna bring that knee up. We're gonna point those toes up towards the ceiling. Please drop that right hip towards the floor. So knees towards your mat. I want you to push your toes up. I want you to pull your knees down. Push. And I want you to really think about squeezing calf into hamstring, pushing into that ball, working into that hamstring, staying out of low back in a painful way by pulling up your abdominal wall. Excuse me. We have 2 more. This next one, push it up and hold it up, and then just pulse those toes out towards the ceiling. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Push it up, hold it up. Now we're gonna bring that knee all the way in towards the chest, and then push the toes all the way back up. Hold the knee all the way in, push all the way back up, pull, and push. You've got this. Pull, don't fall into those arms, and push. Only one more time. Pull it in, push it up, hold it, squeeze hamstring into calf. Squeeze, 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 squeeze that ball. Like you wanna pop it. Squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it in and hold it for 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Let's release that ball. So take your hips off to one direction, your hands go off to the other. We'll get both sides. And then hips switch it out. Hands switch it out. And then let's come on over. We have 2 sides. Lucky for us. So ball back behind that left knee. Pushing into your palms, dial your elbows in, pay attention to what's going on. Shoulders are dropped. Squeeze shoulder blades in. So you're gonna point the toes right here. Knee is lifted up. So we're gonna push up and pull down. Push and pull. Pull up that abdominal wall. Abdominal wall is not just dropping towards the mat. It is engaged and it is working. It's also gonna help low back. We're gonna do 3 more. For 2. Push it up, hold it right here. We're going to take the knee in towards the chest and then push the toes all the way back up. Knee towards the chest and push all the way back up. We only have 4 of these. Pull that knee in. Not too many, you can do this. Pull that knee in. Push back up, hold it right here. Let's first just pulse the toes up towards the ceiling. Pulse up, hold it, and now squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Take the calf to the hamstring. Pop that ball. Can you pop it? Squeeze it in and hold it. It's okay to shake. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. So let's stretch that back out. Hips go one way, and then arms go the other. We're also getting an oblique stretch after that one side crunch move we did, and then switch it out. Now I'm going to do some balanced standing work with you, and we will still be using our small squishy ball, stuffed animal, whatever it is you're using, or just your own body weight. This does not have to have accessories. Finding your workout. Come on to hands and knees. Let's flip our toes and let's come into down dog. So push the heels towards the floor, let the crown of the head hang, push into the palms, and then let's just walk the legs. So shuffle those hips. And then since we're doing Pilates and I want to go core centric, we're going to take those knees and drop them towards the floor. We're going to push up into down dog. Take the knees and then push back up. So we keep that long straight spine. We keep scooped at the abdominal wall. Drop those knees, scoop that abdominal wall, and push it back up. Let's go 4 more times because we can and we are. Drop the knees and push. You've got 3. And I know you're smiling. For 2. This next one, I want you to drop the knees and hover. Push into the palms, drop the shoulders. Mine were coming up. What about you? Shoulder blades squeezed in. And now a little crab walk. And you walk your feet towards your hands and end up in forward fold. And then very slowly, take your accessory with you if you're using one. Roll your spine and lift on up. So, any balancing postures we do, you can always take out whatever it is you're using. Just standing on one leg is core. If you have inner ear problems, these might be a little challenging for you. Inner ear problems, it throws your balance off as it is. Please don't use it as an excuse, just trying to make you aware. We're gonna ground into our right foot. That ball, oh yeah, back behind that left knee, the knees out at 45. So I want these things standing crunch. So hands where it feels natural for you. So we're standing crunch. We're gonna pull that knee up to 90, knee to 45. Pull up, and then push it back down. And we're squeezing that ball. We haven't lost that squeeze. Pull it up and release. Shoulders are down. Nice stacking of the shoulders over the hips because you still have your pelvic tilt. We haven't forgotten about that. Let's do 2 more. So I totally didn't count. So let's lift it up and hold it up. And I want you to think about that squeeze. So squeeze that ball and release. Squeeze, feel the core tighten up and release. Squeeze, you only have 4 of these. Squeeze and hold it. You've got this for 4. Smile, you're doing it for 3, 2, and 1, and release that ball. So shake that leg out. The other leg wants to feel just like this. Woohoo. So taking that ball, back behind the right leg, 2-sided. How to practice balance on both sides. So that knee's at 45. You're gonna be doing that standing crunch, so really scoop through that abdominal wall. So knee up to 90, 45. And we have our toes pointed. I didn't cue it on the other side, but your toes are pointed. Lift and lower. And shoulders stacked over hips. Chest is lifted. Shoulder blades are squeezed in. Think about your form. You've got 2 more. Lift it up and hold it up. And then squeeze that ball. Release. Squeeze. Release. Squeeze. 1 more. Squeeze it in. Hold it. Pull in your abdominal wall for 4, 3. Smile for 2. And 1. And release. And shake it out. Just to take, so we're not on one-legged balance, we're gonna take that ball. Now we're standing, so now it is above the knees. Taking that ball above the knees, we're just gonna squat. And we'll do a bicep curl, no weighted bicep curl, but we're gonna curl, curl and squat. Long straight spine, tail lights are going back. And we have our squeeze on our ball. You have 4 more. For 3, for 2, come on down and hold it right here. I want you to pulse on into that squat. So weight's back and through the heels, back and through your hips, then drop on in and hold it. Let's get the elbows away, drop the shoulders. We zippered up our core just by bringing our elbows away, but now we're gonna take it into more of a chest press move. So we're gonna take the arms out, squeeze those shoulder blades in the center line, and then bring those elbows forward. Out to the side and forward. Hold your squat. Open and close. Open. You have 8 of these. You're halfway through. 4 more. Make sure that weight's back into your backside. Stay out of those knees. You've got 2. And out into cactus and hold it. And just knuckles up towards the ceiling. Push, push, push. Small pulse. Push up and hold it. How's that squat doing? Look at your toes. Are your toes parallel? And are they facing towards me? Toes are not out. Get that really good squeeze on that ball. The toes are facing forward. We have our arms in prisoner for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up and out. Bring that ball out and shake it out. Just for a quick stretch. We can hold on to the ball. Let's take figure 4. Right leg cross above the left knee. Please stay off the joint. Hips sit down and back. We're just going to push right hand into that inner thigh. So hopefully it'll drop that hip just a little bit more open. So we're using our ball, even helping us through our stretches. And then take another really good deep breath. Inhale through the nose. Then exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. And let's lift up. Off to the other side. Left crosses over right. Off the knee. Even if you need to hold that foot, if it starts to come on down, let's hold. Make sure we're not on the knee. Sit on down, and then put the ball to the inner thigh, and left just pushes into the ball. Hopefully that's going to open this up, open up that hip just a little bit more. Just a little accessory to help us out right here. A little added something, something. So inhale, and exhale. Let it out, be an audible exhale. One more time, take a good deep breath in. And exhale. Let it all go. And then releasing. Just get a little bit of movement. So thinking about that balance into one leg. We're going back into a similar posture. Ball goes back behind that left leg. The knee was forward. Open it up. So now the knee's out to the side. So if you do tree, if you do yoga, I want you to think that you just come right on into tree. We're not going to go there. We're going to do side oblique crunches because we're Pilates. So knees down 45, and take that knee to 90. So we're going to lift and lower and lift. Woo! We all wobble. I just did. It's not about perfection, it's progress. And we're all progressing because we're here. For 3 more. For 2. Lift that knee up, hold it. Let's bring those arms up as if we were doing tree. Drop the shoulders, dial the pinkies in. Shoulder blades squeezed in. Core tightly pulled in. String through belly button for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release. For that standing right foot, heel forward, toes up, sit on down and back. Pulling the toes towards the body line. And then roll through that spine with a little stretch through the back by rolling through the spine, rocking your shoulders. So left foot grounds in, ball back behind the right. That knee's out. So we have open leg right here, 45 with the knee positioning. So let's lift it to 90. Side crunch and lower. Side crunch. Think about what's happening here, where we're trying to target. Now if you're thinking, I'm trying to just stand here, that works too. Balance is your core. You have 4 more. For 3. In 2. Pull it up, hold it up. Let's find our Pilates tree. Arms are up. Pinkies are dialed in. Jaws relaxed. And you're breathing. Is that knee starting to fall? Can you get it back up? For 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Let's take that left heel forward, toes up, sit on down and back. Pulling the toes towards the body. A lot of times when you're one-legged balanced, your toes will start to grip to help you stay balanced. If that happens and you start to feel it in your calf, release your toes. If you grip with your toes, your calf will cramp. So just one more time, we'll take our squat, another bicep curl, because we will be going back into a one-legged posture. So right now, we're just gonna squat and curl and release. Squat and curl. Keeping our abdominal wall in. Long straight spine. Chest is open. because you're squeezing your shoulder blades. Squat and curl. 3 more. For 2. Come on down, let's hold it right here. Let's take those arms out into T. Palms are facing down, so the outside edges of the hands, you're just gonna push them back. Push, 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 like there's something in between your shoulder blades and you wanna keep it there. So really draw those shoulder blades in. Push, push, you've got it, come on. Push, squeeze the ball. What's going on with the ball? Push back and hold it. Find your breath. So hands are a little bit behind, shoulder height behind you. For 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lift up and out. So now we're gonna go into a one-legged posture. I'll go sideways here. We're gonna take that ball, once again. Ground. Now we're gonna ground in. I'm gonna go on the same leg as you, so listen for the cues. Ground into your left foot. Take that ball back behind your right. So we're gonna point the toes. We're gonna take a slight bend into that left leg. We're hinging over at that left hip crease, having that long spine right here. And our right knee is back behind the left. So we're gonna push and pull, push. But we're never coming forward of that left knee. We push it back, pull it in, push and pull. So we have a one-legged squat thing going on with that left side. Push and pull. Keep that ball there, push. So you gotta be squeezing. 3 more. For 2, your belly up, push it back and hold it. So now, squeeze and release. Squeeze calf to hamstring, squeeze that ball, release. Squeeze, you only have 4. Squeeze and hold it. You're not shaking, I am. I'm demonstrating a little shake. For 4, 3, but it's not about me. You hold it for 2, and 1, and we release. So for that low back, we did that figure 4. You're hopefully opening up all that. Grounding in to your right foot, goes back behind your left. Slight bend into that right knee, hinging over at that right hip crease. That left hip is forwards. Think about that left hip forward. Point your toes, get your Pilates point, and then bring that knee back. So getting ready, we push and pull, push. Push up the abdominal wall. We're still tucking with the hips. We still can get a tuck here. Push, breathe, jaw relaxed. 3 more. For 2, shoulders down. So yes and B, hold it right here. Think calf to hamstring, release. Calf to hamstring, squeeze, 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 release. 2 more times. Oh, once more, squeeze it, hold it for 4, 3, we're okay for 2, and 1, come on up and out. Fantastic job. Just put your, whatever you're using, if you're not using anything. We're gonna take wide stance right here. Toes are gonna stay facing towards me, but a wider stance on the legs. We're just gonna stick our tail lights back, bend into the knees, take your right shoulder, bring it center, look over your left. And focus on catching your breath. And then as we come back in through center, taking that other shoulder into center, back up to the opposite side. And then that chest comes forward. We're gonna go ahead and drop on down so we can roll through the spine. Drop into those shoulders and lift that head. Let's take some shoulder rolls, releasing. In case you're locking up through the shoulders, want the shoulders to stay down. 1 more time. And then hands back behind, interlace. I want you to take the hands over to the right and a small little bend over to the left. And then let's switch it out. Hands go over to the left, a small little bend over to the right. And then coming back on in through center, and the heel toe the feet on in. We're gonna take a forward fold. The hands are still back behind us. You're just gonna fold on over and let those arms come up and let that forehead come down towards the legs, so arms are up. Stretching out the backs of the legs, by the way, in case you're missing that. Making sure we get the back of the legs after we have that ball behind the knee. And then hands down towards the floor.
Shuffle those hips, find that movement, taking that stretch, and then quiet the legs very slowly. Start rolling it up, stacking it up, and then rolling the shoulders, lifting that head. So dropping those shoulders. So turning towards me, we're going to get balanced side crunch work. We're going to ground on into the right foot, no accessories. I'll leave the accessory off to the side. Left toes, we're going to point them out. The left arm's going to come up. So we're going to be pulling elbow to knee, and then try not to touch the floor as we release that left foot. So toes are pointing towards the mat. Slight bend into that right knee. Pay attention that you don't lock out that joint. Set of 8. Elbow to knee, and release. Elbow to knee. Focus on where your shoulders are as they're down. Your chest is open. And that elbow to knee, side crunch right here. 4 more. For 3. I'm going to ask you to hold this in 2. Woo! Start thinking about your balance. Hold it right here. Hold it. Can you do your shaka? And holding it right here. Elbow to knee. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Taking your right leg, cross over your left. Inhale your arms up. Exhale into a forward fold. And then roll through the spine. Roll the shoulders down and back. Getting ready for the other side. Grounding into your left foot. Right toes out. Right arm is up. So the first one, just practice a little bit of balance. And then as you release the toes towards the floor, trying not to touch the floor, but of course always listening to your body. So we crunch, release, elbow to knee, long arm, long leg, pull, push, working both directions. Halfway through a set of 8. Watch that left knee that you don't lock it out. You have 3 more. For 2. Are you breathing? Hold it right here. Hold it, hold strong. You've got this. I'm wobbling. Hopefully you're not. You have 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. Take left leg, cross it over right. Inhale the arms up, and exhale, come on down. So head is hanging heavy, and then roll through the spine, stacking it, lifting it, dropping shoulders. So your Pilates V. Begin a little balance challenge, a Kundalini squat. So once again, you can always stay right here and do a Pilates squat. If you can join me, so you have your pizza, you're gonna lift your heels. You're on the ball mount of your feet, and you're gonna reclaim those heels towards one another. So knees are out, and as we squat down, pelvic tilt, belly's in, hips are tucked under, palms to touch, elbows away to zipper up the core. We're gonna do a 4 count. We're gonna go slow with this, and when we get to the bottom, you're not gonna boomerang out of it. It's a 4 count lift. 4, 4 splits, follow the counts. 4, 3, you got this. 2, and then come all the way down. Don't boomerang out, control it for 4, 3, yes you can, for 2, you've got this, and 1. 3 more, 3 more, feel like my granddaughter. 3 more for a series of 4. Here we go, 4, 3, 2, and 1. No boomeranging, right? Control. 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Do what you can. You don't have to go all the way down. The shoulder blades are squeezed. Belly is in. Nice and slow on that uptake. Nice and slow. Now listen for this count. Listen for this move. Last one. 4, 3, 2. Come on down and hold. Hold it right here. Holding out. Small pulse. Drop that tailbone. This is the one. It's going to take all muscle to get yourself out of it. It's still going to be a 4 count, so it's nice and slow on the uptake. Getting ready for 4. You got this. For 3, fight for it. For 2, and 1, and release, and shake it out. So right foot grounded, left heel towards the bum. Taking that left hand to left foot, left knee back behind you, and then right arm is up. And then let's release.
Taking other heel towards the bum, right heel towards the bum, right hand to the outside of the foot, left arm is up. And release. We're gonna do another set of oblique crunches. Prisoner squats are gonna start us. So hands back behind, toes facing towards me, feet wider than hip width distance apart. We're just gonna squat, leave our chest up. So we squat, tail lights back. Squat. Series of 8. That's 4. So really get those elbows into your peripheral vision. You're not seeing the elbows, they're not collapsing in, they're out. You've got 2. One more, squat on down and hold it. Now as we lift up, your left elbow is gonna stay right where it's at. Right arm is just gonna come hang out on that right side, back onto the left foot. We're gonna pull right knee to left elbow and release. Come across. Need to get my foot, woo! Needed to get my footing before I started that, but that's okay. You got started, stay with it. You've got 4 more. For 3, 2. Come across, hold it. Hold it. So we didn't move the elbow around. We moved the torso. We took a twist. So if I were to freeze frame this, my elbow is in that same position it was when I was here. What about you? For 4, 3, listen up. In 2, take that right hand, release the left. Let's take that right foot down. Left toes out. Make sure I have my footing this time before we get started. Let's take elbow to knee and out. Elbow to knee. So get that twist. This is stationary. This is not moving. We're twisting through our trunk. Remember, Pilates, trunk. We have 4 more. For 3, 2, twist and hold it. Pulling your abdominal wall. Holding that twist. Make sure you didn't collapse that elbow. Still out in a prisoner position. And then let's come on up and out. Getting some stretching. Did a fabulous job. Inhale the arms up. Exhale into a back bend. Big or micro, your choice. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come on into a forward fold. Let that head hang. Forehead towards the legs. And then slowly roll through the spine, lifting it up, stacking it up, drawing those shoulders down, shoulder blades squeezed in. So find that pelvic tilt. So hips stay under, abdominal wall stays in. So if we can line ourselves up, this is how we should be when we are allowed to see each other, not so much 6 feet apart, and we're open, we seem so much more friendly. People want to say hi to us, saying aloha to us. So always think about your posture, your openness. But right now, inhale the arms up, interlace the fingertips, release the index fingers, and then come on over to the right side into a side bend. So the right shoulder's a little forward, left shoulder's a little back. Then inhale through center, exhale, side bend off to the left. Inhale back in through center, and then as you release those arms, just take some movement, take some swinging those arms around, getting that trunk twisting and moving. Get on with your day here whenever you're watching this, so planting into those feet. It's my pleasure to be with you today. Thank you so much for joining me. A little bit different for Pilates. If you didn't have the accessory, that's fine too. Just inhale those arms up, palms to touch, and then exhale through center. It's been my pleasure on behalf of the Y and myself. Thank you very much.